What a shame. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2LaneLIVE. I forgot my beer, but it's all right.
It's on its way.
It's on its way. 4:03 p.m., Canoga Park, California, 2LaneLIVE Studios. Today we have a very special guest, Jillian, a.k.a. the Jerky Queen. She founded Bulletproof Snacks in January of 2020. She's involved in motorcycle culture. She rides passenger very well and just has some great stories of being a woman, female entrepreneur. We're going to share some of those with you once we get into it. And this episode is brought to you by EagleRider Motorcycle Rentals and Tours. Don't forget to go to 2LaneLIVE.com. Check out the EagleRider tab and learn how you can save some coin. What's happening, boys?
Are you pointing at the people?
I'm pointing at the people.
Whoa.
Whoa, baby.
Yeah, that's almost like Uncle Sam wants you.
What do they need to do?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, man.
Great.
And also, once again, we had a few technical difficulties, so let us know if we're sounding all right. I know we're looking just
Yeah, can you hear
beautiful.
us?
I think that, yeah, they can hear us. We got local Melissa V in the house. We got Scott in the house. Boom.
I'm
Take it
having
away.
a lot of fun watching our page series. This series, the last 3 episodes have been fantastic. They've been awesome. People are learning. We're getting so many comments from people about how great it was to see us there, and they didn't know certain things. And a lot of people want to go to page now.
Yeah, I want to thank Joe Stuper for that Woodford Reserve. That's some pretty good stuff there. And just back on that point, you know, we didn't know exactly how well these were going to come across with this kind of documentary.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, we're getting a ton of great comments.
It's great. It's fantastic. And you know what? We enjoy doing them. I really like watching and doing them.
Yep.
And being part of this creative team that creates these. And so if people aren't liking them, you know, hey, go to another channel. Just kidding.
Jeez. We just got over 40,000.
There you go. Hey, thank you all for that. We're over 40,000.
So cool. Also this week, what else happened? We on the 18th with Harley Davidson, we were one of a few people that actually got to see the 120th anniversary bikes in person with Brad Richards, which was pretty darn cool.
It was great. They did a great job filming. They did a great job presenting. We've been posting on our Instagram. It's on the Harley Davidson YouTube channel, on all of our social. Check it out. The bikes are, you know, people just say, oh, well, they're just doing paint or this or that. Well, they did paint, really special paint, and they also took some other, as Brad called them, Easter eggs, and hit them on the bikes. So they're pretty cool.
That trim was pretty damn cool, too.
What's that?
All the trim, you know, the derby cover, the points cover, some of the paint in places that previously there wasn't paint, you know.
Well, and it's cool, too, because if you go click on their website, harleydavidson.com, and click on new bikes, you click on the Road Glide Limited or the Ultra Limited,
and you're
going to see us with our wives tooling around Echo, Utah.
That was great.
Little cafe scene, pretty cool.
That was awesome. We have a busy schedule this year. You just get on our YouTube channel, follow our stuff, go to our website, follow our blogs on our website, because there's a lot of great blogs and information, you know.
Well, I was also going to say on that shoot, we had Kirpius.
Yeah.
We had Ben Christensen. We had Aaron Brimhall.
Yeah.
You know,
Dream
all
team.
these guys filming and taking pictures. I mean, it was pretty intense. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you to those guys.
Absolutely.
And thanks to Matt Sweedland, James, all the other guys there at Harley. We appreciate the setup. But we have a special guest, and it sounds like we started our businesses around the same time.
Oh, nice.
Because we started February of 2020. So I'd love to bring Jillian in and hear her story and let her tell us, you know, what's going on. We actually met her in Sturgis last year.
Yeah.
So, but I saw her at A1. I saw a post by Roji, who's a buddy of ours and hers. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, do you think she'd be willing? And he said, yeah, she'll do it. So picked up the phone and she was like, yeah, I'm ready to do that.
She makes some awesome beef jerky.
We had some.
Yes.
Well,
thank you, Quaid Harley.
Yeah, before we get her in here, unfortunately, Quaid only sent us 3 bags and the boys left about 20 minutes later. So I finished the sriracha. That's out. I finished the honey BBQ. That's out. And I saved a little bit of the shooters.
Well, we
So
got to try it.
So you've got
Yeah.
2 chicken right there, and then 1 beef. The sriracha was the beef, right?
And my favorite part, they come with a little flosser in there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
baby.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Anyway, let's get her in here.
Let's
Come
get
on.
her in.
And we're live.
There she is.
Hi.
How are you?
How's
Great.
it going?
Great. Awesome. I am so happy that you were able to try some. And sorry we didn't get more out, but it just disappears.
It does. I can see why.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I've had people ask if they can get a money back, guarantee. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And they return an empty bag and they're like, can we get another one? But yeah.
All you got to do is put your credit card on the order and you can get another one.
You can get as many as you like.
You're right.
Well, we got to figure out a 2LaneLIVE flavor,
Highway snacks.
Yeah.
a highway snack. Because oftentimes when we're at a gas stop, it's a water or a beer and some jerky.
Mhm.
We'd
Well,
rather be carrying your stuff around.
I would too. That's we have something in common. Yeah, no, it's actually that's one of the reasons that Roji and I kind of got a little bit closer is I was working at Quaid Harley-Davidson and I got off work, got home, and he calls me and he says, "Hey, where are you at?" And at the time I was, living in the Inland Empire, and he's like, "Okay, I need you down in Newport." Okay. And I ended up meeting the Moonshine Bandits and collaborating with them and making their jerky. So Roji is an amazing networker and friend. So
He's quite a character, isn't he?
he is. He knows
Large.
everyone.
Well, he's a good friend. We love Roji, and
Larger than life.
we tried to get him on the show, but he said, no way, he doesn't do these for anybody, because if he does, he'll have to do it for everybody.
But we appreciate that.
Yes.
We
That's-
understand.
Sounds like him.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started in 2020. What kind of got you down that pathway, and is this your full-time deal now as well?
Yeah. So I started at the time I was in nursing school and I needed, yes, the meat that can't
That
be
is the
beat.
slogan.
I was in nursing school. I was working at Quaid and I was like, you know what, I need to do something because I knew I wasn't going to be able to continue working full time. So I had been making jerky for years. My son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 4 years old. And so it was a snack that we were familiar with, that we all loved and knew the health benefits. And everyone that eats jerky, they want, I don't know. It's something that they just kind of pack with them all the time. You stick it in your backpack. It's delicious. And so, so I started going public with the company, and my friends own the
That's right.
refill. They own the processing facility, and I knew the quality I was getting. I knew the flavors that were my family favorites, and we went public with it. And that was terrifying because, your family always supports you and loves you. But then when you start, cooking for strangers, it's really intimidating. So
now
It's a
you're
spicy
in a nice little small part of the world that we like to travel through. So you run it from there.
yes, I do. Yeah, I absolutely love Paige. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me at the tops. So
Where are you at?
I'm in Hurricane.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
We love
So-
that town. We're talking about moving there, actually,
Hey, great neighbors.
right?
Yeah, no, I made the move over 2 years ago, and I was still down in California part-time. Hi, Eric. I see you. And my family's lived up here for about 20 years. My dad was from here, and COVID was a blessing. So
Yeah, for us too, actually.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it much, but
Right.
I think for the type of writing and style that we do, to have people, across the continent, all across the world, we've got 53, 54 countries that follow us.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have happened had people not really been, what's going on?
All I hear in the headphones is, well,
I know it's hard.
I respect it.
For people to be locked down there. So kind of crazy.
No, it was. And it was a great time to get out, do shows all over the place, because that was one thing, is that the Harley or motorcycle industry was not affected. I mean, everyone got out and rode. Everyone was doing more shows instead of the mask mandates and the fear that people had. Born Free was going strong. Live Fast Rally was rallying. I mean, Sturgis was, what was it, over 1 million in attendance, 81st year. So they really had a strong showing of support for a community, and it was a great time to get out and make new friends and get my product out nationwide.
That's awesome. I mean, we never missed a beat. We traveled the entire time. We've thought the country most of the time was kind of a ghost town because we didn't see a lot of people out there, but we met people, and people throughout the country. If you watch TV and you listen to what was happening, and then you went out in the country, you didn't see what the news was telling you, because it was way different, way better. People were still out there and living life.
Well, and we had to do a few different things. Like we packed a Coleman stove on one of the bikes and went up and made some burgers and stuff, because the restaurants here in California weren't necessarily open.
Yeah.
But also, we talk about fate a lot. Like, we rode into Zion National Park and got into the hotel the next morning. They actually opened up food service for the restaurants there in Springdale.
Yeah.
So we were having breakfast and coffee.
Yeah.
And everyone, was jealous of us sitting there with a cup of coffee saying, hey, I haven't eaten out for a while. But we just happened to catch things. Yeah, we'd go to the next state and it opens up, and then the one behind us closed. And so it just, we got lucky, but I think it's more about fate. We kind of created that our own luck, if you will.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No. And we have such a beautiful country. Like, I had so many people that were complaining that they couldn't travel to Europe and this and that, but it really made people from America get out and discover America. The state parks our state parks were all open. I know a lot of the larger parks had shut down because they didn't have the rangers, but we explored more. We spent more time with our family. I got out and traveled more, probably more than I ever had, because I had the opportunity to. So got to go to Daytona. That was memorable. I spent 8 days there. I got stuck there for 2 days. I was stuck in the bar with Roland Sands as our flights all got canceled and redirected. So definitely preferred traveling by RV, because at least I was in control of it.
Yes.
But it was awesome. So,
well, everything that you just said about America and traveling, that's why we, coined the phrase shaking hands with America. That's what we do. And we want to get people to get out and fall back in love with her. That whole vibe, and people want it,
Yes. Yep.
Well, and it's we do it on motorcycles, but you can still get out in your car, your RV, what have you, and get out and see the place and see this country. I mean, the small towns really want people there. They need the tourism dollar, and they want people to come in and eat their fine food and stay in their fine motels or hotels, or stay in the RV park and utilize commerce that way.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, EagleRider. Even if you are traveling in comfort in your RV or your fifth wheel, there's EagleRiders all over that allow you and give you that opportunity to get out and ride and enjoy your local scenery and support Harley Davidson. So
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
support 2LaneLIVE. If they click on the link at 2lanelive.com, they can get 5% off their rental.
There you go.
That's right.
And if they use 2LaneLIVE as the code, I think they get 2 passes. Do they not, Josh?
Shameless plug. I think so. Something along those lines.
Could I see EagleRider up on the screen?
Could you
again?
see? Would you like
Yeah,
to
let's
see
see
it?
what that
let's
looks like.
show them. Let's show you at least.
There you go.
The people of the internet can't see it, but you can see it.
Can people see that?
No.
By booking with us using the link above, you can save 5% on bike rentals when signing up for Club EagleRider. Use the code 2LaneLIVE to receive two extra rental credits. That's for rentals only. Does not apply to self-guided. So yeah, that's
it.
There you go.
Jillian, how many flavors do you have?
Oh, wow. I'm an overachiever. I have 16. I am narrowing it down to 8. I definitely, I threw everything out there. I wanted to make sure that everybody had something. Gluten-free, poultry, turkey, because some people can't eat chicken. And I did bacon. I did bacon for a while too. Ooh. And yeah. But I am back to beef is preferred. I did a collaboration with Black Flies on a lemon pepper chicken, which is, it's pretty amazing. So in my lineup now, I will have a limited flavors, just because, when you give people too many choices,
right.
And I don't know, like it just gets to be too much. And so now Melissa, I would love to do venison jerky. It is got to be farm raised, FDA, love our government. They,
what was the question?
Venison or deer jerky.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
You can find some farm raised deer.
You can. It just doesn't taste the same. I grew up, my family's from Utah, so I grew up eating what they hunted, and it tastes different than when they're raised with eating just alfalfa.
For sure.
Bison jerky. So bison jerky is something that I've been approached, especially in the great state of South Dakota. And I let some of the smaller companies do the exotics. So exotics are alligator, bison, venison, ostrich. And that's kind of a niche market. And it's very costly to produce small batches of those exotics. So I try to keep my prices. I haven't increased my prices. Everyone else did. I'm still at $9.99 or $10 a bag. I feel fair about that. It's been hard because, everyone else has taken advantage of inflation, and whether they wanted to or not. I'm not going to say that there's people just price gouging, but
there are.
There are, and they can, rightfully so. I mean, fuel costs, shipping has gone up. Obviously, the cattle industry. I don't even make turkey jerky anymore because of the bird flu. So I haven't done chicken jerky, and just for precautionary reasons. But so far, we haven't had mad cow disease yet, so we're still good.
The things we have to worry about.
Right.
I mean, we tried, I think 2 of the bags were chicken, and we're not usually big chicken jerky fans, but they were spectacular.
Thank you. So the honey barbecue is a sweeter flavor, and it's all muscle cut. So a lot of the poultry from other brands, they process, and then they put it into a pan. And it's like you don't feel like you're eating jerky. You feel like you're eating baby food. So that's one of the things. And then the shooters, I kind of played off of Hooters, but don't let them know.
We won't.
Okay. But it's kind of like a spicy buffalo style chicken. And it's got a little sweetness to it. So as soon as that burn starts, you want more because it's it's addictive.
What's your best-selling jerky?
Probably the Irish whiskey.
Really?
And then, yeah, Irish whiskey. It's made with an licensing a Jameson type whiskey,
Right.
and then orange teriyaki. So if anybody likes orange chicken, that sweet, oh, kind of an aromatic flavor, I've captured that in a jerky.
So let's do another shameless plug. Where do they find this jerky?
So it depends on what state you're in. In Sturgis Guns carries it. So we love Tammy. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be at Sturgis all the time.
Yeah.
And then, in Loma Linda, Quaid Harley-Davidson, they carry it. It's fantastic. And shameless plug on top of a shameless plug. I called up the girls and I said, hey, I need to get the guys at 2LaneLIVE some product. Can you get it out like tomorrow? And they did. So
They sure did.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tina and Celine. You guys are awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I'm trying to think. I've got a lot of in Redlands. I've got Redlands Shooting Park, the Savarino's Deli, Utah. I had it at Timpanogos Harley-Davidson, but they've just sold to Summit Harley-Davidson, so I haven't picked up there yet. And I have several gas stations that carry it in California and Arizona. I just, there's 76 stations or whatever, so I can't remember exactly their store name, but
can they go online and get it?
I'd love you to go online and get it. So that allows me.
That?
Yeah, so I'm like, thank you. www.bulletproofsnacks.com, and I've got all the flavors updated. I even spent 2 weeks at Cowboy Christmas in Las Vegas, and that was amazing at the Hunters Expo. So I've got dog treats now.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm sure Josh will have that link in the clip here. We'll ask him when he gets back in. He had to go answer the phone.
Yeah.
But
he was going for his beer.
Well, I've got that in the freezer, and I have to, while you're saying that, New Belgium, Alex just called me while I was sitting in the chair here, and he said, hey, your beer's at your front door. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And there's an app called Drizzle that you can go get beer at and have it delivered, or liquor or what have you. So
with an ID.
Yes, you have to have it. Must be 21 years or older. He brought that here. They had it delivered. So I've got a couple in the freezer. But I mean, you talked a little bit about, you've been making jerky for a long time and you just decided to expand in 2020. What, was it the upbringing? Because I grew up in Utah as well, and we used to hunt, and I haven't hunted for a while, but so we'd go out for big game and bird. And was that kind of how you got into it? Was it the family, or how did that work for you?
So yeah, pretty much my dad hunted. My brother, he hunts all the time. So we make venison jerky at home, but I've never done like the duck jerky. I'm not a big fowl fan.
Right.
I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I cannot produce good duck jerky. Like, that's all I'm going to say is I'm not a fan of my own duck jerky. But it's just one of those pastimes, I grew up very traditional. My mom's family is from the South, and my dad was from, Utah, Idaho. And so when the men folk would leave, all of us girls would get together and us cousins would play, and my mom and her sisters would gossip and, I'd jar and can and quilt and do all those kind of old-fashioned traditional things that aren't really popular anymore. But so it's a very fond memory for me. And what was I, 26, when my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So it was life-changing. I think
Right.
anytime that you get a diagnosis like that, regardless of if it's you or your child, it's profound. So, my girlfriend and her fiance used to make jerky all the time, and they're actually my co-packer. So they went through the process of getting the FDA licensing, and I will restock the Fly Daddy, Eric. And they brought me this huge bag, and they gave it to me and said, "Hey, Walker can eat this." And he loved it. And this little 4-year-old just grinded away on jerky, and it was fantastic. So I just kind of fell in love with finding treats that weren't sugar-free, because there's so much alcohol in the sugar-free treats, and they're not good for you. And, I had a 4-year-old that I was trying to figure out the rest of his life and what I could feed him. So, I mean, if anyone's been on low carb diet, they get sick of cheese sticks and peanut butter real quick. And that was kind of where he was at. So,
And that 4-year-old is how old now?
21.
Oh boy.
Right.
Did you put a
21.
link to her website on at all?
Yep, like I said earlier, all the info is
Okay.
in the video description. Her website, her Instagram, I didn't put Facebook, but I'll add that later. And yeah, you can order that stuff online.
What's the shelf life of jerky?
It's 12 months, but a lot of times we have, I'm not going to lie, this sounds gross, but whatever. I've found stuff in my car that I'm all, what the heck? How long have I had this? And I've eaten it. You just drink a little bit more water. But I try to keep it fresh, like small batches. So we do, I don't know, every month I am restocking so that people can have fresh, tender jerky, because the stuff that they sell at the gas stations and bigger box stores is not good. And for
It looks
people
like
that,
Stacy just ordered some jerky from you.
oh, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, way to go, Stacy.
So it's kind of interesting when you say quilting and canning and bottling. I mean, that's how I grew up. We'd go out and do hunting, and we would also then go pick cherries or beans or what have you and can. And I mean, from my background, it was about having a lot of food storage. And it's kind of crazy. So where exactly did you grow up in Utah?
So I grew up in Southern California.
Southern California.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So my mom's family had moved to Redlands in the 1920s,
Wow.
1919. So about 5 generations there. But my grandparents lived up in Smithfield, Utah, and Cache Valley. So that's our roots on my dad's side. And
well, I
my
took
brother,
the boys up through Cache Valley a couple of years ago.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I actually got them a couple raspberry shakes.
Oh, that near Bear Lake?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The ice cream, like the Cache Valley cheese, is amazing.
Yes.
So, the creamery there. I mean, it's great memories, and a lot of that part of Utah is still kind of untouched.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm at, I'm 2 hours out of Vegas, so a lot of Californians made it up here through the exodus, as I call it, getting out of California with all the politics and other stuff. So, but yeah, my daughters don't can at all. They don't. I failed.
Well, I don't know if that's in vogue as much anymore.
Yeah.
Up here, I just made. I did make my youngest daughter help. I think we picked apples at our neighbor's tree. They had a bumper crop. So a bumper crop is like when you get like a extremely large yield off of a fruit or vegetable. So we made pounds of applesauce, apple pie filling. So yeah, I It's not very sexy, but I'm well rounded.
So how often are you on a bike?
I don't know. My brother has 2 bikes, so pretty much anytime I want. Smoked salmon jerky is delicious, guys. It is. I don't do it, but it's really good. And yes, real quickly, the Harley Davidson dealer, Quaid Harley Davidson, Timpanogos, or now it's Summit Harley Davidson should be carrying it. Laidlaw's was carrying it. And Utah Harley Davidson, they've got a couple of stores. I've been on them, so if anybody knows anyone. But I do a lot of stuff with Zion Harley Davidson, which is right here. They don't carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done Bell Brawl at Red Rock Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done a couple of the brawls now that it's called, since Max has taken over. So, but yeah, anyway, sorry, got sidetracked with the with the questions.
Yeah, Jared's on the line here saying, the ride up through Logan Canyon is great. That's the ride we took you guys on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No.
So someone was asking about the expense of jerky and why does jerky seem expensive?
Well, I don't make the prices. Unfortunately, I try to keep my costs down. If anyone's tried to make their own jerky at home, go to Costco. Try to buy chuck roast and make it yourself.
It's a process for sure.
Yeah.
You've got a cost in the material. You've got spices. You've got, like, we had a smoker at our house, so you got to smoke some of it. There's a whole process that you go through, and then you got to package it.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure the FDA is all happy with everything.
That's the majority of it is, the government has a lot of leeway or a lot of governing over the pricing, the regulations.
No, there's a lot of governance.
Yeah. So
Well, when we were kids, believe it or not, we had some beef. We sliced it up. We hung it on hooks in bird cages and put it up on the roof for a day or two.
yeah. Well,
It actually worked.
no. So one of my
there's like-
flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's called buckshot, and it's just salt and pepper, and it's
I like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a traditional. I call it cowboy jerky because it's the 2 seasonings that cowboys would use on a chuck wagon to, preserve the jerky. And they didn't set it out and smoke it. They just hung it up because the salt preserves it. So I don't do it that way now, guys. Don't worry.
Well, we had to experiment, and we did eat it all, and we're still here.
I mean,
Yeah.
beef's not going to kill you.
Right.
But there's dehydrators and all different
Right.
kind of things that go on too that people can use. But so you were at A1, and are you just a motorcycle fan? Are you a motocross fan? Tell us a little bit about you.
So I really wish that I was a badass and that I could do all that stuff myself. So I support it all wholeheartedly. But last year I had the opportunity to sponsor a Supercross team with what's his name? Scummy Morrison. Colin is his real name, sorry. And so that was great. This year Rockwell watches. Trying to think of the other sponsors that are kind of took over, but last year it was a really fun opportunity. We had Chance Blackburn and Alex Nagy on the team, so we got to go out to A1, A2, A3, San Diego, and then I made the trip up to, I think they went to Arizona. I didn't make it to that round, but so, just a great opportunity to support people that are not afraid to get out there and give it 100%. And I mean, there's a lot of family support that goes into racing, regardless of what you're racing. King of the Baggers, those families are with those riders 100% of the time. So But, injuries aren't easy. Racing isn't easy. It's emotional. It's takes a toll on everyone, and it's not cheap. So it was great to see these guys, hanging in there and not qualifying and still having a good attitude. And
Right.
Colin,
the guy next to me, from his son's 6-year-old, I took my 3-year-old out to watch his son race a PW50.
yeah,
And that ventured into now gold and bronze medals.
yeah,
So you talk about family. I mean, we've been family for over 30 years together, but to watch him travel the country, I'd call him and say, "Is he all right?"
right,
And he's in Brazil or somewhere.
right.
There's a lot of hard work and effort and time that it takes from you guys. You
Right.
and Laura were always out there.
We did the World Minis. We did the Ponca City. That was a big deal. And when he was 15, he kind of met Colin Morrison,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "I want to do freestyle." And Colin, for some reason, took him under his wings and took him to a place where he lived that had a couple ramps.
Yeah.
So Lance trained there, learned the backflip eventually. He was riding and doing freestyle when it was Nate Adams and Twitch and
Yep.
Yeah.
that older group. And they were older than him. He was the young guy in with those guys. So it was kind of hard for him, but he had fun. He, did the whole thing, and he got a gold and a bronze and plenty of injuries.
You'd go up to the ranch and
Yeah.
watch him and
Yeah.
just cringe, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's he
Oh,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah, he got smart
Backflips
though.
and-
He said the freestyle with all the new younger guys coming. He said it's getting so crazy and they're stepping up the game so much. He goes, "I'm out. I don't want to do that anymore."
So
No,
he
it's-
decided to win a gold medal at Thrashin.
Yeah, so he
Right.
started Thrashin Supply, and now that's just a whole nother world.
Yeah.
That is a crazy world. That's an awesome world. Yeah, no, while I was still doing a lot of events down in California, I rented a guest house from Colby Raha. And so I had to witness a lot of the injuries.
Yeah.
And when he was trying to set that record, well, he eventually did, but he had a really bad accident up in the Reno area and broke a lot of stuff, broke his pelvis. Yeah. And he came home in a wheelchair, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, and he was already preparing for, his completing the jump. And so they just had the movie release Narnia at A1. So we got to be part of that and see that whole process, but it is not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you what, it's hard seeing the injury. It's great when they nail it and they win and the good stuff, but it's hard on parents or friends to see that. So I've got a little rider that is actually lives here in Hurricane. He's 8 and he got selected for the KTM Youth Riders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did that a few times.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I won't be able to go back. He's racing the 11th in Tampa.
Nice.
So yeah, gets to go out there with all the pros. But
So
Yeah,
let's dig into that just a minute. So you've got a 21-year-old.
yeah,
You have an 8-year-old. How many children
No.
do you have?
I don't have an 8-year-old. I sponsor an 8-year-old.
Oh, you're sponsoring
No.
an 8-year-old.
Yeah, no, I
All
have
right. Well, how many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Wonderful
I have 4
kids.
Yeah, they are wonderful. I mean, of course, I'm their mother and they're perfect. But I've got a 23-year-old Savannah. She is an RN in the emergency room, and she's a level 3 trauma nurse. And
Wow.
So she sees
loves
a
it.
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
kudos to her. I'm very proud of her, and yeah, she chose to work where there's gunshots and stab
Wow.
wounds. She's so
Wow.
excited about it. Yeah. I have a 21-year-old my diabetic, and last April he survived a car fire.
Oh, wow.
And so he was third-degree burns on a third of his body. So, yeah,
Painful.
painful. Yeah, it was a great birthday present for me. I was very happy he survived. So,
Yes.
I have a 19-year-old Jasper, and he's my youngest son, and he's up in SUU. So, and then the 16-year-old little girl.
She'll come back.
Oh, she's awesome. She's a fiery little redhead, and she's just like me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's got to be a good thing. So speaking of you, talk a little bit about being a female business owner and any challenges you've had to go through there, or great things that you've accomplished by knocking down some of these doors.
Wow, being a mother, taking care of your family.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. I think the hardest part is traveling. It's I'm a single mom, so it always seems like people are sick or need advice or whatever the mom need is like when you're in the middle of a show, or when you're in Sturgis and you're a million miles away and you can't give them a hug. Like, that's the hardest part.
Right.
Getting out, hustling, kind of going toe to toe with a lot of guys. It's tough. It's a male dominated industry.
Yeah.
And I don't sell t-shirts, I sell jerky. And so people are anticipating this Grizzly Adams to be making jerky. And when it's me, they're like, "Oh, are you the promo girl?" So
Yes, would you like to buy a t-shirt?
Well, if they're happy customers, I'm like, I'll tell the boss. I'll let her know. But when they're angry customers, I'm like, oh, you can email right there and give them your complaint. But
well, I suggest everybody out there watching, listening right now, get online and buy some jerky and check it out.
Thank you. Yeah. Everyone in the industry is so supportive. I have made some amazing friends. I was on tour with Jeff and Maggie Holt from V-Twin Visionary Tour. So,
does he sell it in his booth when he's out?
They did last year. I'm not on tour with them this year. Just too much. I mentioned that cute little 16-year-old I have at home. So we've got to make sure that she stays a cute little sweet 16-year-old girl.
We don't know Jeff Holt. You'll have to explain who that is to us.
All right. Well, Jeff Holt was with Hot Bite Magazine for a minute,
Yes,
and
he was.
I think he's kidding.
I am, but you can keep going.
But I'm
being visionary.
I know he's pulling my leg. This is not natural blonde, okay? Yeah.
No,
So
we love him. He we were talking to him just a little while ago, and he started to get goosebumps as we were having a story together, and we need to get him on a live.
Well, we tried to get him on a live, and we were in Arizona, and he had some stuff going on, and he wanted to do it, and he was ready, and things happened. And
well, we got Jillian first, so
right. Well, when you say the chills, he was actually talking to us in Saloon 10 in Sturgis, and he was talking about what we do and where we go and how we travel. And he goes, "Look," he goes, "it means so much to me. I'm getting goosebumps right now."
Pretty crazy.
He goes, "Because you guys are storytellers, and you get out there, and you're showing people stuff that they need to see."
Yeah. No, and it's true, and that is what I love about them. Is Maggie is an amazing friend, but she's an amazing partner, and they are such a great couple. I don't know. I don't think I could be trapped in a truck and a trailer with my spouse on the road. But they do it, and they make it look fun, and I'm almost jealous. Like, I'm almost jealous of that. So, but yeah, they get out, and so it's been really fun getting to go and travel with them, tour with them, really having that family feeling on the road, because I think if I was just a female traveling alone, I would be a little bit more hesitant. But there have been times that, gosh, I've gotten rides from Rob over at Robbers Bobbers. He's been like, "You're not walking, get on the back of the bike." And so it's that extended family, so that my own family has never been worried when I'm traveling. They know that whomever I'm with, I'm safe, because people, especially in the biking community, they look out for each other. And it's different than in any other industry. So I really do appreciate that. Like I said earlier, when you go to Sturgis, it really is a big family reunion. Like, you're walking down the street and it's almost like flipping through Instagram. You get to see all these people that you follow, and it's fantastic.
No, it really is. I mean, we have people that stop here in the studio that we have to take a picture and shake a hand, and we've had people from all over the world come here. We've had people from Germany
with
London,
their families.
and just
That's fantastic.
it's really kind of crazy and we've talked about this many times. Lance and I really did this because our families were like, "You've got these great stories you can tell people," and it was really to inspire people just to get out and travel and not sit on the couch every weekend.
Yeah.
And that's how we started. It started going down to the Rock Store, to Neptune's, and then it was like, well, why don't we spend a night?
Right.
And then it was like, well, man, we can get a lot of places in 500 miles, and we can do that in a day. So let's go there. And we'd come back with these incredible stories. And it was more about the inspiration of the towns and to let people know about that. But it's flipped on us completely, because now it's like we hear these stories of, my dad and I started riding together again because of you. I just got my first Harley because of you. I'm a paraplegic and I can't walk, but I live through your videos because I want to ride a motorcycle. It's just completely flipped. The universe has changed to us.
Yeah. And I think you can feel where you're at so much more than driving through in a car. I am
Yes.
spoiled. You guys know where I live. So, Bryce Canyon, Zions. Those are the commercial areas. I was having a conversation with Gordon Quaid one time, and he was telling how he hated just buzzing through on the 15, and that he doesn't feel like he really gets to see all this topography. And the gorge is gorgeous. It's fantastic. But when there's traffic and you're on a bike, it's not safe. And so I said, well, why don't you cut through and take that little highway and go the long way? And he goes, what?
Yeah.
So that's the best part about it, being on the back of a bike, or, riding a bike, is I grew up riding horses, and I could feel the weather. I could feel the sun. I could feel the breeze. I could smell, the fresh alfalfa. And those are all things that those senses we lose by sitting in an office every day, or sitting in a car with air conditioning on. You just lose that edge on life. And so getting out and riding through this beautiful country, and all seasons. I know Quaid Harley-Davidson sells rain gear, so there's no excuses.
Oh, we did a ride for a weekend with Laidlaw and his group in the rain, and it rained the whole time. So, yeah.
Well, we did 4 hours in the evening to get to Tucson. The next day we did 11 hours.
Right.
And then the last day, what happened?
The sun exploded.
All
and
glory was in our face.
it was like, wow, that made it all worth it.
It was incredible.
But we just had someone say hello from Page, Arizona on there. It's
Yep.
great because we do have friends in states across this country of places we've seen more than once. So it's pretty cool.
No, and Paige is, just so close. And with all this rain that we've gotten, I am so excited to see Lake Powell. And for you guys, all the lakes that when you're riding, they've all been down. And so just
They're
our
all
local
climbing.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about. I'm so optimistic. I always look at the bright side of everything. So
Absolutely.
Well, we like to think that we brought some weather to the mountains because we did our documentary and page, and so now there's like 200% snowpack.
Right.
So let's hope at least Lake Powell maybe and Mead, maybe they get, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet back. We'll see what happens.
Well, we hope that the snowpack in their water drain system up there, what is it, southern Utah, Colorado, that's where
Colorado,
they need the snow.
You got the Virgin River, you got the so, but I think we helped solve a little bit of a problem, but there's still 400 feet of water in Powell.
400 feet.
There's still 1,700 miles of coastline in Powell. There's still 176 miles of lake in Powell.
Well, if you think that Glen Canyon Dam full pool is 600 feet and it's 400 feet deep still.
Yeah, I know.
But next week's drop, we've got a kind of behind the scenes tour of the dam. They didn't allow after 9/11. They stopped allowing people to go in, and so we happened to meet up with the police chief, and he got us in on a tour.
Well, we got denied before that. It was like that. No way, the mayor couldn't get us in.
I wasn't going to say the mayor, but you just blew him up.
Well, he tried. No, it didn't. The mayor wanted us in, but the dam facility said we can't.
The dam facility.
The damn guys.
Yeah.
But then we got in there and we learned a lot, and they're doing a lot to. There's 7,000 people, citizens in Page, and they cut a line in so that if in the event it does go below pool, they can actually get water out to the town. So they're thinking about it. But hopefully, it's been 20 years of drought type, seasons. And so we need probably 20 more of these kind of seasons to come back.
Well, they're managing it now as like they haven't been before, which is a good thing. They're starting to manage outflows.
They still have to get permits, and
it's
like
a messy situation.
It's bullshit. It's government.
Yeah.
See, at least I'm not the only one.
You just need to sit down and eat some jerky.
For God's sakes.
Yes.
Yeah, just eat some jerky.
Yes.
I like that idea.
The world. Right.
Speaking of beer, your beer might be ready.
Oh, that's a good point, my friend. I was falling asleep.
Uh-oh.
Been a long day.
Jeez. Well, I'll try to keep it exciting. Jeez.
No.
All on asleep.
No, he pulls after we get on these trips and come back from these long trips. He does the mega hours on editing.
No, you know what? God love him, because I could barely log on. I was like, geez, I was so happy. But so for 2023, I don't have a lot of traveling that I'm doing. So the shows that I am definitely going to be at is in February, the Rockabilly Reunion in Lake Havasu, California.
All right.
So I may or may not enter the Pinup Girl contest. Not sure.
What will make your decision on that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you don't have to tell us.
No, I'm joking. It's gonna be what I'm wearing. So a girlfriend of mine, Nettie, lives over there, and so we don't want to compete against each other. So it's kind of that coordination of contest. But so you guys might get lucky, and you might get to see me Pinup Girl status. So we never know. And then for sure, I'm going to be at the Live Fast rally in Los Alamos.
Yep.
So that's going to be June 3rd. Have you guys gone to that before?
Yes, we have.
The last 2 years.
Oh, did you get to see me get painted?
I don't think so.
Good.
We were there Saturday.
We got to see
When did you get painted?
the hot dog lady.
So that's me right there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of naked.
I kind of saw that.
Yeah. So so that was fantastic. So the proceeds of this painting actually went to the Band of Brothers, and Eric over at Laidlaw's was the gentleman that bought this. Him and then Go Crystal. They bought this painting and they
We
raised
saw her up there at
$1,000.
the rally.
Yeah. So
We saw Eric, and Eric just seems to show up everywhere. Eric, and
I
then
know.
like we did a live at Mulholland and Harley,
yeah.
and we gave away Legend suspension.
Uh-huh.
And this guy's been
he won that,
supportive,
didn't he?
Yeah.
supportive of us. And guess who won it?
Eric.
Eric.
He's awesome. Yeah. No. So he is like low key my biggest fan, but it's reciprocal. It's not like it's because he's just such a kind individual. I was at Moto Beach Classic in October and it was just me. I didn't have any help. And him and then another one of my customers, essentially, and now friend, Justin, sat there the whole day and helped me sling meat. I mean, having friends or having customers that turn into friends is really what it's all about. And I don't have people from Germany coming to say hi to me, not yet, but it's just great when they give up their time at an event to help you. So,
So you're going to be at Live Fast.
Uh-huh.
Any other rallies you think? Are you going to go to Sturgis again or no?
I may go to Sturgis. I have the opportunity to set up at Sturgis Guns in their parking lot and set up there for the week, which will be a little bit better than having a contract where, you're there for 2 weeks, because 2 weeks in Sturgis.
Oh,
It's a long time.
We can barely do 4 days.
We always go the first
4 or 5 days and we're out.
Yeah, you guys are lucky. Yeah. No. But so far the Sturgis is kind of up in the air still. And then Moto Beach Classic in October, that one, it was just fantastic. They partnered with Red Bull and did the straight rhythm track. So that was fantastic. It's a great opportunity to see some great builds, some great racing. It's a great marriage of that supercross or motocross world with Harley Davidson. So good event. Thanks to Roland Sands for bringing out the Indians and getting us all involved. But I know last year I had opportunities to work with so many different people and do so many different venues. I've done the Hell on Wheels races, Day in the Dirt. I mean, I literally, if I need to write them down because I've just done so many at this point.
So do you go and set up an actual booth?
Yeah.
And sell at all these events you go to, you sell product?
Yeah. Yeah. I go out to Panaca and Pioche, Nevada for their races that they have out there. They have a Grand Prix in June that I'll be doing. So yeah, I go to everything.
So you're a hustler.
I am a hustler. And if I'm not there, the gal that actually made this is Pam. She is Bulletproof Snacks mama. So she does a lot of the bike nights and the local things in Southern California that I cannot make it to. Not because I don't want to, but because I'm 6 hours away. So it's got to be, a couple of days event or a bigger event. But yeah, if it wasn't for Pam, I wouldn't make it. The brand itself wouldn't make it out to a lot of these events. So
when you started this thing, did you think it was going to be, you probably obviously thought this, but I mean, what a lifestyle, and for you and you're thinking about being a nurse and you're working at Quaid and then you do this, and it's like, would you ever have imagined?
No, and neither would my family. Like, this was straight side hustle. Like, I was just going to do this on the side and go to a couple of, bike events, and then to have it, I think my first order was 5 boxes of jerky. Like, that was 125 bags per box. And
Wow.
I was terrified. I like, I was all, what am I going to do with all this if it doesn't sell? And in 2 weeks, I was already placing, my next order for product, and then working on more labels for more flavors. And so I'm actually really excited because I have a new labeling coming out. Shane over at Fuel Clothing did an amazing job with his team and helped me with new labels. So that is on the schedule for this year. But
Isn't he's in Park City, isn't he?
yeah, he is. Yeah. He's my Utah neighbor.
Yeah. He's done a couple different socks for us.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone knows him
great.
as a sock guy. Yeah, nope, he's fantastic, and yeah, his art department helped me put together new labels, and I
Right.
just really excited to launch those. But
Well, as a banker, we would not lend to people in business that were 3 years or younger.
Yeah.
So you're now making your third year in January 2023. We're similar. We started a small business in February. We're now about to hit our third year. Very cool. It's great to see people that have ideas. I
Yeah.
used to love that. I used to come in here and talk to Lance and see his dad and his son. And I just love the stories as a banker when you walk in and see businesses doing what they want to do and how they're thriving and surviving.
Yep.
Because it is survival sometimes.
yeah,
To then starting our own business together, which is weird. But we've had because of all the people that have supported us, we've had, every year has just been a better year. It gets better and better and better, and we want to keep that up.
Oh yeah.
But we commend you on that. That's 3 years that you're selling jerky now officially.
thank you. It has been surreal, and I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from some really good people. I've met a lot of great people. I think kind of that industry standard level of people, and got to pick their brains, and some really amazing creative people in the clothing industry, and
Yeah.
that energy and that I don't know, just that camaraderie. So I have been very, very blessed, and I just am so excited to see where this goes. And yeah, congratulations! Yeah,
Yeah.
3
Yes.
years, guys.
Well, Josh, can you put the camera on you?
You know what? I can.
Because what do you have there?
Well, sir, I just cracked a nice Fat Tire Amber Ale by New Belgium.
Thank you, Alex. We
Yo.
appreciate the libation
Nice little
for our
delivery.
show.
And I wasn't falling asleep because of you. I'm just a tired individual today. And this might help. Might make it worse. Might help. We'll find out.
You got anything up there that we can read off? Or I see you've been putting them up.
I've been putting them up, and that's that. I think the number one is John from Stockton, California. I missed it. It was way back here. I'm trying to find it. Anyway, he is 70. He's in South Dakota. He thought he was done riding, and then his friend turned him on to the Spider,
Okay.
the 3-wheel bike. And now he's back riding, loving it, falling
see it
back
right
in love
there.
with riding again.
Big John.
Yes, sir. So shout out to Big John.
All right, Big John.
Way to go, Big John.
Keep on
Yeah.
keeping on. I
Yes.
used to have a pillowcase with that. It was an old trucker.
Speaking of which, Galen, what socks are you rocking today?
These are just some little owl socks.
Yeah, baby.
Kind of cool. As
Love it.
men, we don't get a lot of fashion statements, so it's in the socks.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm wearing 2-lane socks, but you can't see them. They're under the boot. So
We'll take your boot off.
Wait, are we going to start undressing here? Are we doing another body painting?
Feet
We-
pics are for the private
We
channel.
could.
We can do some body painting.
yeah.
I know. I might do that again. I don't know. It depends. I might do that for Live Fast Rally again. I don't know.
Well, now we really have to go.
So were you up there both days, or were you there? 'Cause we were there Saturday, I think.
I was there. I got there Friday, and then I was there Saturday, and I was up on stage, and you guys all came in from the Good Ride. So I, Big B and Carrie missed seeing my tatas by like that much.
Well, I think Poor Man's Change was up there on Saturday as well.
Yeah,
so
they were.
Great. Yeah.
Yep. Dave was there. Dave got to see me.
We need to do a live with them again and actually have them play because we had so many malfunctions and didn't work in their studio.
Yeah, that was just crazy. But I love their sound. I also got turned on to what's his name, Jelly
Roll.
Jelly Roll, yep.
Dude, can we just say like his wife? Okay, never mind.
I haven't seen her, but I'm looking her up
none
right
of you
now.
guys.
Let's see here. Do my research.
She's hilarious. She's really funny. Like, but no, the
there we go.
Sinner, that new song that he had out. I can't think of the name of it, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. I came across him and I started following him. Now I have his radio station on my Pandora. It's pretty cool.
So how I actually found out about him is
It's him and his wife.
Yeah. Aren't they cuties? Yeah, no, Moonshine Bandits. It's like it came up on their station and he came up, on whatever the Pandora mix. And so then I started listening to more of his stuff and then started following him. And it's just crazy. I love their stories. I love the come up stories that these artists have.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a ton of his stuff, but I've heard, 7-8 songs, and he's got some diversity, a lot of different stuff. It doesn't all sound the same like some of the artists coming out now. It's
I think he recently just did something where he filled a stadium and all the proceeds, he sent it to I don't know what charitable thing it was, but it was like, badass. You just took all that money. That's so cool for you to be able to give back, Yeah. That's that pay it forward we always talk about.
Yep.
And him and his wife, they have a great story. So they have a interesting way that they met, but
we'll have to look at that. See that.
Will. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate the time. And before we jump off here, because people may have come in late, tell us about Bulletproof Snacks, who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Okay, Bulletproof Snacks. It is female-owned, family-operated. We do beef and chicken jerky, and you can get it online at bulletproofsnacks.com. And they're $10 a bag. If you see me at a show, I do show specials. So always look for show specials. We love those. We've got orange teriyaki, whiskey, sriracha, and trigger happy in stock now. So jump on those before they're gone. They're all pretty tasty. But we'll be out at a couple of shows this year. And hopefully we'll get to see you guys out in Sturgis, and if not sooner. But
what's it called? The one called that I like, that I want to try, the salt and pepper. It's
the buckshot.
Yep. Okay.
So buckshot will be next month. Buckshot taco, more whiskey, and I don't know. Oh, Silver Bullet, which is a garlic pepper, spicy garlic pepper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the sound of
So how much are you able to produce? Monthly, yearly? How do you, weekly? Is it like full-time production?
Full-time production. So it just kind of, because it's spring and there's not a lot of events going on right now, or it's still winter, sorry. So I start ramping up my inventory as it gets more into the spring, summer, where people are really riding, because it is the perfect trail snack, road trip snack. It doesn't melt. It doesn't crumble. It's not sticky. So, and it keeps you from being hangry, because if you're hangry on a long road trip, you might say things you regret and can't take back.
We know. Oh, my camera shut off.
There?
Oh, no.
That camera's seen better days.
Well, I'm going to have to get some of that stuff in my tour pack so it can be our road snack.
we're totally getting.
Yeah.
We're just going to load up on this stuff.
Right.
Well,
we might have to put it in our showroom.
We're going to have to put it in the showroom.
Yeah. We might have to become a dealer.
Yeah. Can we become a dealer?
Yeah, I'll talk to the
do
boss.
Drop. We can slang.
Is there
some
like
meat.
a dealer app that we have to fill out?
You know what? It's okay. I'm not going to run your credit. I'll take you for face value.
No, it'd be cool to put a little thing in here and
So you mean it's just like a phone call?
Yeah, no, you've got my number, like
All right.
right here.
I mean,
So-
they
Take
order,
advantage of
they
that.
order some bars, risers, and grips and an oil change. You know, what the hell are they going to eat?
While
They got to
doing
go run to the store after the box shows up? No, not a
it.
chance.
Such a
Yeah.
no-brainer.
because we really do stop at the gas stations and get
Jerky.
jerky.
That's all I eat.
I know, and I'm here to fill those needs.
And
We'll
you know,
take
we did get a comment in the last week again about how,
It's a PG show.
you know, we
Come on, lady.
Come on, Jillian. What are we talking about here?
I'm dying.
The meat that can't be beat.
You don't need no teeth with my beef.
whoa.
To the 88, 89 of you that are still here, thank you for the support.
Oh dang! You know what? It's like the last 10 minutes are always the best.
I've never
right?
heard that one.
Yeah.
You don't need no teeth with
There
my
was a
beef.
barbecue guy down in downtown
What a-
LA,
Uh,
and that was his thing. You don't need no beef with my teeth. You don't
you don't need no
teeth
teeth with my beef.
Oh,
Sounds like a
That
little
stuff
straight
would
shooter.
just fall off the bone.
Yeah.
well, we had so me and Pam, Bulletproof Stacks Mama, we would go around. This was actually a phrase that she would say, and so well, some of the phrases that didn't make it to the T-shirt was, "It's the only meat that I'll swallow."
Okay.
There were some bad ones, and I'm like, we can't use those. Yeah.
Matt Laidlaw's mustache likes bulletproof snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There. Oh, he said Josh Brown eats skunk jerky. The Josh Brown thing is a very long story, but we yeah, he does.
So how do you get it back into Laidlaw? What happened?
That's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I have I love Matt. Get along great with him. You know, all the sales staff, Danielle, service, all the parts guys. It's just that they were carrying the product in motor clothes instead of parts or where people are waiting. So,
Gotcha.
you know, it really depends on layout
Yeah.
of places. So everyone knows that. I've been at Espinosa's, and I actually did a flavor for Speed Kings, the Spicy. So I've done a lot of work with a lot of people, and it's just sometimes people don't expect it to be at a location, and so it's not the product, it's the people, right? You know,
Yep.
and there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, unless you've got someone, unless I'm there doing a pop-up and really promoting the item, and you know, everyone kind of has to help with that support of promoting an item.
It's
Quaid
got to be in
kills
their
it.
face.
Well, we have ideas.
Yeah, we've got
I-
a couple
We
things
got
up our
ideas.
sleeve, and I think it's gonna
Just
work out.
put it to you this way: when the three of us get involved with anybody, we try it.
We eat their meat. Wait, what?
First we try
eat
it.
meat.
Then,
We swallow
whether
the
it's
meat.
a part, a tire, a handlebar, whatever we do,
You don't need no teeth.
we have to like it, and then we push it with passion.
Yeah, then we
He's
push
right.
our meat with passion.
These guys are little, you know. You need some more Woodford there?
No, I'm good. No, but we're actually making a change here. It looks like
Woo!
at 2LaneLIVE, we're going to expand our showroom.
Expand our
and
horizons.
Yes.
make it a little bit of a destination point. And so where people can come in and sit down and grab a water or a cup of coffee or what have you.
And some jerky.
And they can grab some jerky. And we could even do some collaboration where we put some jerky in some of the orders that people get. I mean,
Whoa.
there's so many great things we could do.
Meat in a box.
There's so much stuff you can do with meat. I mean,
in a
Yes.
box.
Yes.
yeah, put it in
Travelers
the box.
Pushing meat with passion.
passion.
3LaneLIVE.
Yeah.
What a guy.
That is my new favorite, pushing meat with passion.
There you
Yes.
go.
Guys,
That's going to
you
be our
heard it-
flavor.
You
Yeah.
heard it here first.
Right.
If
Push
you don't
meat with
push
passion.
meat with passion, it's just friction.
That's going to be our flavor.
Yep.
That's all about friction. Gotcha, Josh. I was.
Our slogans are just coming right
They're
out.
just
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
let's have another beer.
We'll have a paper notebook full of them by
That would be
tomorrow.
kind of cool, though. I mean, we're
Can-
talking about the coffee. We're talking
Yeah.
about the just hangout joint. You get some jerky in there. It's a good combo.
Yes.
It's a great combo because have you guys had my taco? No, you haven't. It's the
What?
best flavor.
Oh,
Yeah,
Really?
so that flavor will be out next month. I'll make sure to send you guys some. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's
is it
amazing.
actually like taco seasoning type of flavor?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's really cute. So it's got like a bright pink label and it's
My taco.
It's my taco.
my taco.
Boom.
Everyone says they love it.
Oh boy.
So-
this just went like way fast.
So,
I'm talking jerky.
and
Come
all
on,
the jerky
come on.
is natural ingredient. Everything's natural.
It's not GMO, whatever
Yeah.
word they're using for it
No,
nowadays.
so, okay. So I don't advertise that it's organic or something that I've learned is that thanks, Eric. I appreciate that.
Hey, Eric.
So I don't say that it's organic because then people start scrutinizing everything that's in the label. And so when you're making jerky, it's got, soy sauce. So the soy sauce, I use Kikkoman's. But I don't know what ingredients they use to make their soy sauce, right? If they're organic, if they're natural, so that's one thing with any type of manufacturing is you have to be so careful on how you word things because I never want to not deliver. I don't want to tell someone that they're getting this great organic product and it's not. So, I don't say that it's, grass-fed beef because it's typically, alfalfa fed, and so it's those things that the more delicious that I make it using organic products and using higher quality, beef, the more expensive it becomes.
And going back to that certification thing, if you wanted to get, clean green or whatever they call it,
Well, hey, remember the commercial off subject? Where's the beef? Remember that?
He's talking about a Wendy's commercial with an 80-year-old lady.
Yeah. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
You have to be old enough to know that reference.
Right.
So that 80-year-old lady, she was looking for the beef.
She was looking for beef.
That's going to be me in 40
That was
years.
that was her beef.
Right? That was her beef. Yeah.
She had a big beef about
Yeah.
She did. Yeah. So my big beef is just with trying to keep costs down so that everyone can still afford it because we touched on that earlier. Everyone else has gone up to $14, $20 for a bag that's comparable to my size. It's 3 ounces. So
it's funny. There's a place on the way to Mammoth. You stop in Bishop, Mahogany Smoked Meats, I think it is. Every time we go snowboarding, we'd stop there and you look at it, it says, $40 a pound or whatever it is. But when you do the math, that's actually more expensive than just a bag, 3-4 ounce bag of jerky.
mm-hmm.
It's like, it's really not, you buy one of these for $10. Yeah. But if it's 4 ounces, what was that? A pound and a half of beef,
Well, and the thing is with those big bags of jerky, so, if you get it from a big box store, great. You're saving a few bucks. But by the time you get down to the last few ounces of that bag,
just
it's
tar.
hard. It's flavorless. So, I've gone back and forth with making a larger size bag, but I myself can eat a 3 ounce bag and be satisfied, not overly full, not still hungry, it's a snack. It's not a meal. So, and then if you drink water, it instantly becomes like 6 ounces. So,
Right.
Well, I'm all for small business. And so I think people need to support small business. I came out of big business. I've been in smaller businesses as well. But, people in the small business community tend to have a pulse on what they're putting out. They have a pulse on their customer. I can't tell you how, and you guys all know it. You call any 1-800 number today and feel like you're getting service. Think about, even you were on hold for 28 minutes the other day with Kaiser.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, so small business is the way to go. I'm not saying that just because we're one, but you can get a hold of a Jillian. You can get a hold of a Lance or a Josh or a Galen, and we're going to talk to you. We're going to tell you what route to take. We're going to tell you what part to buy. And by the way, we've got hundreds of thousands of miles on our parts, so we know it works. And you're not just going to get some guy at a part counter saying, just buy this for no reason, because some guy walked in and said it's a great part.
Well, we got to do a travel blog on what to eat and how you need to take jerky with you.
You have to take jerky.
Yes.
And it's got to be bulletproof.
We're on your side.
Yay,
we are on your side.
Thank you. Well, you guys will definitely have to get a surprise. It's been a complete pleasure being on your podcast. So you might get a treat in the mail. I mean, I'm not saying anything.
Right.
But
Hypothetically.
I mean, it could happen. So
we'll have a phone call with you tomorrow and talk about what we can do to help promote, because we love doing that.
We need to figure something out.
Well, I have a display already made for you. So
But the bummer is now
say
we're
no
going to
more.
be known as the Jerky Boys.
That is totally fine. I'm going to roll with it.
Have you seen the Jerky Boys? Have you looked them up, Jillian?
Yes.
Look them up. Hey, Sizzle Chest. Hey, Fruitcake. What you doing? I'm going to break a tool over your head, mother. Hey, Sizzle Chest.
It's like the Island Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an island boy.
So actually, we're going to be meat pushers.
Meat pushers.
We're going to be meat pushers.
You guys are going to be the passionate meat pushers.
We're
Yep.
going to be passionate meat pushers.
But we'll probably save somebody's life out on the road when they're starving and they're out of water, and we give them some beef jerky.
Right? We'll make
And
the
some
whole
water,
story about
and
it.
we're going to do a whole thing on it. Wow.
How we
I just
saved
wonder
your life with bulletproof snacks.
If we could do like an 8-day trip, and
Yep.
the only
All
thing
on
we're
jerky.
allowed to eat is jerky and whiskey and water.
And beans.
That's
We gotta have some beans.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're a cowboy, you got to have
I'm just saying. I think there's some opportunity there.
Okay.
So
well,
you
let's
better
see.
buckle your seatbelt.
Why don't we get on scooters and ride the country
I'm fine with
with
that.
bulletproof snacks
Well, 2-stroke Vespa scooter, bulletproof snack,
and
Ripperoonie.
just rock it?
I don't know.
We'll
if
do
that's
that 2
badass
Sturgis.
enough. We need to do it on Harleys with bulletproof
Well, you can
jerky.
carry your knife still.
All I can picture you guys on Segways. Sorry.
Yeah.
My
Malt
mind
up.
went Segway.
It's funny because Born Free didn't want me to do the nude photograph.
That wasn't Born Free. It was
Born
Live
Free.
Fast.
Live
Live
Fast.
Fast.
No, they called. They want you to do it this year.
They do?
Yeah.
They were going to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, right here I got a text from Sue. She's the gal Suzanne that does the painting. She
Oh,
said,
so-
yeah, big and burly was her
All
theme this year.
Burly.
All right. Hey, do you
Harley.
ever
Meat pusher.
taste whiskey once in a while?
I didn't. I left this part out. So my grandfather was a moonshiner.
Well, because we spent some time in Kentucky with Letitia
Yeah.
Klein, and then you can tell me more about your moonshiner. And she taught us, she took us on the bourbon trail and this and that. And she has a bar called The Dive, and she took us in there and said, I know it's dinner time, so you guys want a steak dinner. And we're like, well, we love steak dinners. And she said, no, you drink it. So it's a shot of Jameson, half a shot of Worcestershire sauce,
For sure.
and a lemon with salt and pepper on it. And even our wives,
In that order.
and everyone that we told about, so it's Jameson, Worcestershire, lemon with salt and pepper. You are drinking a steak dinner.
We could actually make a jerky called the steak dinner.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm just telling you
it's
right now.
a bourbon flavoring with lemon and pepper.
But the Worcestershire
That's
does the
all we
kick.
need to know.
It's the Worcestershire sauce that
Yep.
is the yeah. Yeah.
So your grandfather was a
Well,
moonshiner.
but wait a minute. So she doesn't drink, Jillian, right?
No, we don't want me to drink.
Okay.
Like,
So is that because
I do
your
it for your
grandfather was
safety.
Go ahead.
No. So my mom's family is all from the South, and during the Depression, my grandfather started using the family recipe and out in California making moonshine. And so my great grandmother would actually make it, and he would distribute it on his waste. He did, it was like a trash pickup or whatever, and he would pick up the trash cans and drop off the moonshine. And so that's how our family made it through the Depression on my mom's side. So
Wow.
He was a progressive
Entrepreneur.
garbage man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that. So
I
did you stop drinking some time ago? What's your vibe?
So I never really drank religiously. It's just not my thing. So I now people just say, "Oh, are you sober?" I'm like, "Yeah," because it's easier if you say you're sober. But I never had to go through Alcoholics Anonymous or anything like that, or any of the rehabilitation programs. But I love the strength that people have after going through those programs. And I mean, it takes guts in this community to not drink and to go out and ride and to go to party and to go to all these events and be able to just drink water. So
Well, we
hats
know
off to those
people that
guys.
have done that. Roji's
Yeah.
one of them.
Mhm.
Kevin, the handyman, dinosaur.
Mhm.
He's got like 15 years in now.
Mhm.
I can't say that for me, but I would love to.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
it's one of those things that I think everyone has had a story about me, but I do it for the safety of others at this point, because I I have an alter ego, I think, that is allergic to Jameson. So
aha.
yeah.
Well, then stay away from
Well,
that stuff.
when are you thinking about quitting Monster Energy drinks?
So this is water in here. I have water. Oh, look at my cute cup. Look at this. Is that
Distract.
I have kids. No, I just, the white monster and the white can is absolutely my favorite. Gets me through those long days. That jerky and Skittles is like my road trip food. So
That's awesome. We
yeah.
know another person that likes Skittles. That's Aaron Baker.
Yes.
He had his toes painted like Skittles, and he would look down and make his toe move. He's a recovering quadriplegic. He was just on the Tamara Hall show, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
funny. So
fantastic.
he was on the Tamron Hall show yesterday, and now I guess a bunch of people are seeing that on TV and searching it. So our videos with him are all getting stupid, not
great views.
stupid, bad, but a very large amount of comments, which is cool to see.
Well, it's
People
very
getting
awesome.
inspired.
In his book, The Rebellious Recovery is like one of Amazon's top sellers right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
fabulous.
We love you, Aaron.
And if you haven't looked at this, Jillian, you need to look at our series where we take him up the coast to his family home, where he never thought he'd ride a motorcycle up there again. And it became more of a spiritual journey for us than just a ride. To hear his story and his mother's story, and we've got them on the coast where what's the bridge?
Bixby Bridge.
Bridge. And the wind is blowing in her hair, and she's talking about her struggles and challenges that she had to go through with him. It's just a compelling series to watch. If anyone hasn't seen it, go out and look at the Aaron Baker stories. They're incredible.
It's that 2LaneLIVE YouTube channel. It's
How
all
many
there.
are there? There are 5?
Yeah, I think
There's
there's
like 4 or
5, maybe
5.
6, maybe 4,
Maybe 6.
7.
But well worth the look.
Yeah.
So you're our new friends. Stay on for just a minute. We'll close, and then we'll come back and talk to you for a second.
Okay, fantastic.
All right?
Boom, boom, and there we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, check out the links in the video description to see Bulletproof Snacks website, Instagram, all that good stuff, and leave some comments on our Instagram.
And I think we're going to be actually becoming a dealer and selling travel food.
Well, just another incredible story by an entrepreneur, female, that weathered the storm, has gone 3 years into business. And I mean, we get these guests that are just incredible.
Yeah,
They got great stories.
She's fun to chat with. She's positive. She's, got the vibe that we like. So
we're dropping next Wednesday. We've got I think there's 2 more drops coming on page.
6 total. So we just dropped 4. Next week is 5. Yeah, that math.
And number 5 is going to be a damn good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting around the dam.
Right. I mean, a damn good one.
We're looking at maybe putting a ride together, heading up. We'd like to see if there's some water up in Death Valley, because not a lot of people get to see that. I'd like to run through there. I know we've been there before, but if there's water on the ground and it's going to be green, and then get up into Fallon and maybe do the world's loneliest highway.
That's kind of lonely.
It's very lonely, the 50, all the way across Nevada, and then drop down into maybe Calico or something. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
What a great life.
Mm-hmm.
They could probably sell jerky in Calico Ghost Town.
I'm sure
they have a little gift shop there.
We're going to be.
I mean, we can just shut down the parts store and just rip the country at every place we stop. Tell them, hey, you need to buy this shit, honestly.
Right.
Because if you don't, there's probably going to be an issue.
There's going to be an issue.
That's a good sales strategy.
We'll just fight them.
Yeah, we'll fight them.
That's all we're going to do. We're going to fight people.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
All right. Well, thanks, y'all, for tuning in. We want to thank Jillian as well. We're going to get back to her for a second, but what do they need to do?
Well, before we do that, I just want to say hi to the guys that are in Kentucky, Louisville right now at the Drag Trade Show.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a text from my son, Lance. He said that, I know Jake and Juan are bummed out we're not there, but he just shot a text to me saying, Luke is very bummed out that we are not there.
Well,
and we're not.
Thrash and pay our way.
So, hey.
Don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com, 2LaneLIVE on Instagram, 2LaneLIVE on YouTube, Bulletproof Snacks, all that good stuff. You want to rent a bike, hit us up. You want to buy some jerky, hit us up. You want to buy some parts, hit us up. Going on a trip, need some help planning it, hit us up. You want to read a blog, hit us up. You want to talk, don't hit us up. I'm kidding.
Put that EagleRider thing up.
Yeah, put the EagleRider thing.
Let's see what happens.
This episode was brought to you by EagleRider Motorcycle Rentals and Tours. If you use the code 2LaneLIVE,
boom.
If you click on the link on our website, when you go into the tab on the website, the WW, and it says, EagleRider, click on that. We'll figure it out. And just do it. That is it. Also, for those of you that are listening on Spotify or iTunes, thank you. And if you're listening on YouTube and don't like looking at our ugly faces, check out Spotify or Apple Music.
And
whatever.
with that,
we'll see you down the road.
See you down the road
later. And broadcast.